At some point, sometimes in life, when it comes to school, elementary school, middle school, high school, even college, it's the fact that you got real creeps out here, and most of them get away with it. A lot of them, they always find ways to just escape the wrongs of their doing. But when it comes to female teachers, however, it's been like this since the 90s. And I don't know if y'all remember the famous case of a 13-year-old student and his female teacher had an affair, and she was registered as a sex offender, and they ended up having kids together, which is bizarre. And ever since that trend started way back when, it's continued on to this day. And so I can't even imagine what the topic of this video is going to be about. And Lord knows it's going to be just as worse as most of them. So let's get to it.
And I got to speak in code, so you got to pay attention what I'm about to say. I'm going to show you some of our modern women, black women in particular, who are guilty of committing SA.
Yep. And they don't care.
Statutory grape. Read between the lines. So what I'm going to do, because Mother's Day is on the way, and it's my job.
Oh, this is before Mother's Day when he made that video. I just realized that.
Now let me go ahead and get started and show you how this young lady, who was in the middle of pleasing herself, pleasuring herself, who got so bothered and hot that she decided that it wasn't enough and went into the room to get assistance from her 6-year-old brother. 6. Let's get started. But this is sick. Be prepared.
She got oral pleasure from her 6-year-old brother. This is some sick stuff I've ever heard, bruh. The fact that she went and just did the unthinkable to a child. Oh, she deserves all the hell she gets.
And this is for educational purposes only.
This is 18-year-old Anasia Niles Taylor. Let me tell you what she did to her 6-year-old brother. And I gotta be careful today because TikTok took the last video down, so let me tiptoe with this. So she was charged with statutory rape of a child and indecent liberties with a child by an adult. So the 6-year-old boy told the Department of Social Service that he was sexually assaulted April 4th of 2024 by his sister. Now, the victim...
By his own sister, by his own flesh and blood. Now think about that. A 6-year-old young boy who has a sister, now I gotta be careful how I talk, but he has a sister that is a predator, who took advantage of his innocence, who violated his trust and his body because she was hot and bothered. Our women today, they are, how can I say, degenerate. They have mindsets of great lasciviousness, lustful desires, anything fleshy, they want to indulge in it. This is what we're looking at from day to day, from the Sexy Reds to the Megan Thee Stallion. Everything's about promoting debauchery and
I find it funny that I was looking at this article on Facebook earlier about some OnlyFans model from New York flashed her boobs in front of everybody because she went through such and such. She spent money on such and such, probably on her body parts. And I find it funny that the women that complain about being sexualized in Hollywood or whatever are the same ones that are going around posting thought photos and thirst traps and creating 304 content. Like, these are coming from the same hypocritical women are doing the absolute worst for themselves. Sometimes I want to know, in the black community, is there a way for us to improve as a community in general? Or is it going to continue to become 10 times worse than it already is? Stuff like stuff like this are another reason to not date women like this, or to not marry women like this in general, because they have no self-respect, no respect for authorities, no respect for men in general, and yet when we try to do something, it's a problem. Before they do it, it's okay. But it's the fact that she got her 6-year-old brother to do the nasty with her. She's sick. She's sick.
And this is what we see. Look at this young lady's face. That's the predator.
Yeah.
Look at her. She looks innocent, but at the same time, she looks a little ghetto to me. But look at her. This woman here is going to grow up to be an older woman who's still going to have those type of desires.
Yeah.
So how come we don't hear too much about women like this that commit SA, who force intercourse on minors? How come we don't really hear too much about that? We always hear about men doing that. We always hear about men having to register on the, the offender list.
Yeah.
How often have you heard about women having to register on the offender list? It's like they take the light off of them and highlight the men for their deviant activity.
It's crazy. That's where we're living.
Alleges that he was in his room and his sister brought him into her room and did stuff to him.
Oh my God.
Now, she was taken into police custody, where she confessed to the whole thing, y'all. She confessed to everything. She said that she was in her room touching herself and went to go get her brother. And when she realized what she was doing was wrong, she stopped. Too late, dumb bitch.
Yeah, I agree. Too little too late for that. You should have thought about all of this before all of this went down. You clearly knew exactly what you were doing. So you basically used your little brother as a pawn to please yourself. Gross. Just gross.
She stopped after she bust that nut. That's why she stopped. And I think a lot of men, we ain't gonna say we relate to what she did, but I think a lot of men can relate to how you feel, how you almost seem like you going crazy until you have that release. After you, I think Lil Wayne said in one of his songs, Lil Wayne said, like, it seemed like after I come back to my senses, and I would say these whole names, but then I would be snitching, stuff like that. But it's true, when you bust that, it seemed like everything get back calm. So that's why she said she realized she was wrong, because she done used that youngster to get that release. And it's a damn sickening,
yeah, it is.
Shame.
Dumb bitch. She has since been arrested and charged. And y'all know I'm messy, so I found the TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter page. Let's look at it.
Uh-oh.
So this is her TikTok page. She goes by this username at the top. I will tag it below in the caption. And this was the last post that she made, as you guys see right here, where she has the red hair. And if you see her arrest photo, you see the red hair in the edges. A mess. And this is the other one. And I actually saw a creator on here saying, like, oh, there's so many thirsty niggas out here. How come you had to go, sexually assault your little brother? And people don't realize it's not about what's available and what's not available. When you have an attraction to a child, you are a predator.
Yeah.
It does not matter if you have a man in the house right next to you.
Exactly.
I am so glad that she
exactly
said that, because it doesn't matter. If you're married to a man, a husband, or you're married to a wife, it doesn't matter what you got going on in your marital status. If you have that deviant, sinful, sinister, predatory desire in...
I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but do y'all really think that ever since Joe Biden became president, a lot of weird stuff has been happening since that ordeal took place And this is coming from a president who likes to snip girls and do all these weird things. Not only that, but I feel like this is exactly what the left are doing and what the left has come to. You know, they expect us to just not to talk trash about predators, not to talk crap about pedophiles and the pedos and try to protect kids from weirdos. But when it comes to women like this, we all know they get away scot-free. But sometimes you gotta tell the truth. You gotta call out the BS. You gotta expose the truth for what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got these creeps out here that are not just men but women as well. But of course, when women do it, you know they're gonna get a pass because of their gender. Nah, sweetie, you'll fit right in with the rest of the sex offenders be at.
None of those other elements matter. All you care about is trying to please that perverted, immoral desire that you have for youngsters.
Yeah.
I'm glad she said that.
Yeah, I agree
can see that
100%.
being true.
Man in the house right next to you. If you have come on now, is we all here? Like, but anyway, if you guys go to her page, it doesn't seem like, you feel me? It seemed like she got it all motherfucking there, okay? To me, I'm not a motherfucking professional, but.
Oh, we're not done yet. I got another one gonna blow your mind.
I want to see it.
1 second. I'm gonna tell you a personal story if I remember it after we watch this clip right here. Let's get it.
A 45-year-old woman in South Carolina have been arrested after violating a 14-year-old boy. A cousin of the 45-year-old woman said, "I sent her a message on Facebook letting her know what was going on. Like, do you know it's a 14-year-old boy out here saying he took you to Pound Town? And not only is he saying it, he got you on video. And he's sending the video to everybody." In response to what her cousin was saying, the 45-year-old woman replied by saying, "That little MF, he came over here to play video games with my son. And when I got out the shower, he snuck in my room and he held me down and he made me do all that stuff. I tried to do everything to get away from him, but it was like I couldn't move. So I got tired of fighting with him. And I just let him do what he wanted to do."
Oh
so
my
it could be
God.
over with. Think about it. I'm old enough to be that little boy mama. Would I look like doing something like that?
And this is where simps are created. First of all, where's the husband in this picture? Where's the father figure in the picture? And this is one of the main reasons why I stopped listening to music, today's music, because Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, every other artist that I hear music from, they all talk about some weird, disgusting stuff, especially coming from Sexy Red. The same woman who admitted to having an STD that gave birth to a child who is living the life of a 304. Putting out songs from like Pound Town. This is what's destroying this generation, bruh. He went and did what he needed to do. He got what he wanted because he saw a fat booty coming out of the shower, got into her room, and he did the nasty. And she stopped and let him finish. Woman, are you nuts? Or are you that stupid in the head to not really use enough of your power to stop him and kick him out of the house? I mean, this is just disgusting. This is worse than... It goes without saying that the black community is a joke. Look at what's going on. You can't make this up.
I didn't even see a cell phone in his hand. Police said after watching the video, you could clearly see the 45-year-old bouncing on top and the 14-year-old underneath her. A 45-year-old woman in South Carolina have been arrested after violating a 14-year-old boy.
Now, I want you to see how sexually deviant some of these women are. Now, let me tell you about the personal story that I've had in my lifetime.
Uh-oh.
This is actually more than one time, but one stands out in particular. I was messing with a woman, all right? And she had a man that was a fiance and stuff like that. I'm not perfect. It's how I used to be. But I was, busting her back out. So she told me some stories. Some of these women, gentlemen, when they are really whorish, they brag about their past exploits. So this one was telling me about the time, because she has children. She was telling me about the time that her teenage son friends used to smash her. She said she used to smash her son friend, 2 or 3 of them. They were running her out, just hulling her all the way out, just smashing her, busting her back up and stuff. He said that one time his son found out about it, but he said his son, there's nothing he could do. He said, like, man, that's messed up. He tried to fight the dude that was supposed to be his friend, but mama stopped him from fighting the boy. Said, don't fight that man.
That's her fault.
Don't fight him. And basically, her son just took it on the chin and act like it didn't bother him. But I think y'all know that bothered him. Cause you know how it is, man. You're a youngster, you're a teenager. You know somebody, man, I'm banging old boy mama right now. He don't even know it. What? Or if you get into it, well, he definitely gonna tell everybody. But what the point is, she would brag about it to me. Certain
basically
women,
told
man,
on herself and telling her business
so
to you.
There, man, so far out of pocket, y'all, that they love it. It's like a thrill. Like I said, I'm not promoting these type of lifestyle, but a lot of y'all got dirt on you too. a lot of y'all got skeletons in your closet too. When I used to mess with married women and stuff like that, if some of you have done these things, you might can relate. These married women and women like the one I just told you, they be so excited to do it. I mean, it seems like they're getting on a roller coaster, or they won $1 million. The thrill, the sneakiness, and all that stuff. It's like they're having a great old time. I mean, just enjoying themselves, like extremely enjoying themselves while they be like this, while they act like that. You dig what I'm saying? So, I just want to talk about the deviant side, man. And you seen this stuff, man, from the young girl messing with a brother to this lying mustard back helper saying that the boy came in while she was in the shower and forced her down. She just gave in, but he was recording it, and the video showed her bouncing up and down on him.
Now I'm starting to think that she was lying too. I literally think that she got out of the shower and he was in the room waiting for her so he can do it to her. And shout out to this brother for creating such a good video. The Jeremy Hill Show. Shout out to you, brother. Link to the original video will be down below. And here's my issue with female predators nowadays, because they're known from getting away with a lot of crimes. They know that they did wrong, but as soon as it's being made to the media, on social media, of course, there's going to be a bunch of simps on there saying, oh, free her, she's beautiful, you can do it to me anytime she want, I won't charge her, I won't press charge against her, she's beautiful, she got a nice body, man, let her go. In the back of my mind, I'm like, bruh, I don't understand what is it with these simps on the internet that wish that their teachers did the same thing to them so they can press charges. And the only reason why they're wishing stuff like that is because they want a piece of that action. That's why their minds are so messed up, because of how good looking these female teachers can be. But guess what? They're still your teachers at the end of the day. And for you to be wishing that happened to you too, something wrong with your mind, bro. Like, your mind ain't right either. That's why we got so many men out here that are so lost, messed up, and confused because of what happened during their childhood. And you got simps on here just defending everything that modern women are doing. But as soon as we speak on it, it's a problem. Calling us sissies, simps, punks, too controlling because we have boundaries. Like, this is the world that we're living in. At the end of the day, Both disgusting, delusional 304s deserve all of the crap that's coming to them when they get so many years in jail. This is crazy, bruh. So once again, shout outs to Jeremy. Link to the original video will be down below, and I'm gonna holler at you on my next video.